Okay, we are live. I'm going to be doing some housekeeping here before we get into stuff, so hang tight, guys. Hey, Joshua, welcome to the show. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes and just doing a little bit of housekeeping. My beautiful wife is on. Have my audience of 2 right now. I thought she'd be doing it. No, she's took our dog to for a vet appointment tonight. She is out and about. Forgive me for in advance, Joshua, and I'm going to tell everybody else I'm just going through a bout of bronchitis right now, so I have a very raspy kind of voice. So, and also going to be taking many breaks tonight as far as liquids and probably blowing my nose. So. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going through a bout of bronchitis. Yeah, Aaron, it really does. I went to the doctor Monday, got some meds, and gonna go back tomorrow. I haven't been into work this week. It's been pretty sucky. This one's a real doozy. Thank you, Robert. And definitely can watch the replay of it. Yeah, this one, I made chicken soup on Monday. Thought it would get me through this, but no dice. I've been taking meds, just haven't, at the most, getting 1 to 2 hours of sleep a night. We're going to talk on that, Aaron, after our guest tonight. We're going to have some abbreviated rumors and discussion of Mavic 2 after Sally's on tonight. So, yeah. Well, welcome to the show, everybody. It's officially 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Want to welcome our very special guest. She'll be on in a couple of minutes, Sally French, the drone girl. You guys are going to enjoy her. I have looked at her Twitter account and her blog. She probably has some of the best, if not the best, blog out there regarding drones. She's absolutely incredible. Yeah, Jeff, we're going to talk about that after we have our after our special guest Sally tonight. So, welcome, Andres. Thank you for joining tonight. Yeah, so we're kind of looking forward to that. There's a lot going on, and we're going to talk about NAB 2018, and then we'll talk about the rumors that are going around regarding the Mavic Pro 2. So Just waiting on Sally to join. She should be joining momentarily. So, yeah, well, let's address something right away. Ocetalev's been at it again with his renderings and drawings and things, and I just really want to caution everybody. He told us he was playing a game before, and who's to say he's not playing a game again? He told us on one hand he was a beta tester. Now he says he knows beta testers. He admitted he was playing a game with a picture of the Mavic Pro 2. So, yeah, I just don't. No, Joshua, I really don't think that's the case. I think the Mavic, there is going to be a Mavic Pro 2, and we just have to be very mindful of, DJI just dropped the price on it on their official website, and now the big thing that we're waiting for is the FCC grant. So, yeah, only a seat 11. Yep. Sketching with my, yeah, Aaron, maybe I can get, I think he has, what did he say? He has a Microsoft Surface and he's doing it on that. So he said maybe he should get an iPad Pro to do it with. Maybe it would look better. Yeah, maybe I can do it on my iPad as well too, and throw some renderings out there by Build a Drone Reviewer. What do I know, and just get something out there. That's actually kind of funny. So, yeah, it's going through this bronchitis thing is not a picnic. I'll tell you that right now. It's been a real struggle this week, and not getting 1 to 2 hours of sleep at night. And yeah, and here's a stock tip: invest in Kleenex, because I went through one box in 24 hours. So 235 tissues. There's your stat of the night, free and clear. So. Hopefully everybody's healthy, not like me. This has been a real bear this week, that's for sure. Yeah, yeah, that's very good. It's really kind of sucks that I've come down with bronchitis. It was right over Easter. Oh, looks like we have Sally's here.
Hey there, how are you?
Hey Sally, how are you tonight?
Great.
Good to see you. Well, everybody, we have the one and only Sally French on, the Drone Girl, tonight.
Hey guys.
Sally, just wanted to, maybe you can kind of start things off with, just a little bit how you got into drones and in your blog, and we'll kind of go from there.
Sure, I got into drones when I was a student at the University of Missouri. They were actually offering a drone journalism class. So I signed up for it. It was sort of by accident. It was the only thing that fit into my schedule. And I totally fell in love. I realized it was something that I wanted to pursue further. So after I graduated, I got my own drone. It was the original DJI Phantom 1. And I started a blog initially just to document what I was flying, what it was like, where I flew. And I realized there was, at the time, such a need for content. There weren't a ton of YouTube channels or anything like that out there. And so I realized there was a need for this. So the blog sort of just grew organically from there.
Perfect. I gotta say this. The one thing that I have to say is, it's without a doubt, it's my favorite drone blog.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to say.
It is. It's you do it well. Beyond the graphics are fantastic, but it's all about content, and your content is absolutely fantastic. Pardon me in advance. I'm going through a bout of bronchitis right now. I'm hopefully on the tail end of it, but just wanted to let you know that's why my voice sounds real raspy tonight. My wife said it sounds like Kim Carnes. So
no worries.
One of the things that I just saw recently, you had the opportunity to go to that DJI Evolve event. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so they were announcing their new XT2 camera. So it is basically a FLIR camera. So it has the thermal imaging, but it also has a dual sensor. So it can have a traditional video stream, so a 4K video stream. And I think that's really interesting. The event was in South Bay of the San Francisco Bay Area. It was at a fire department because one of their big use cases for thermal imaging, of course, is firefighting. They want to be able to see if there's people in a building, where the hotspots in a building are. And so they felt like hosting it at a fire station would be sort of appropriate. But the interesting thing about the FLIR camera that they announced is that FLIR actually already makes a dual sensor camera. The issue is it is basically a GoPro mount, and not a lot of drones today actually allow for a GoPro to be mounted to it without some serious hacking of yourself. The original DJI Phantom 1, their DJI Phantom 2 before the Vision Plus had the GoPro mount, and then of course drones like the 3D Robotics Solo, or actually was it the Iris, the first of the 3D robotics drones, as well as, of course, the GoPro drones. They have a GoPro mount, so they work with this FLIR View Pro, but I can imagine sales are not very good because nobody uses those drones anymore.
Oh, yeah.
They need a solution that is fully integrated with DJI's current lineup of popular products, and so it's good to see they're finally doing that.
Well, that was great that you're right. It was right in your backyard. That had to be fantastic. I mean,
Yeah, I got lucky there. Most of the events are in New York, so I'm
in New York, yeah,
that.
that's for sure. I was really fascinated by your article and your data regarding Kitty Hawk. Why don't you tell us a little bit about how you came across that data from Kitty Hawk and what all that means?
Yeah, I have to give huge props to Kitty Hawk. They are working on this series of data, and they have such a treasure trove of data from customers about where drones are flying, what kinds of drones are flying. So they're actually working on this insight series to sort of give away some of that data. There's a lot of numbers being thrown around about how DJI has a 70% market share or an 80% market share. And so to look at a company like Kitty Hawk, sure, DJI won't give away their sales numbers, but a company like Kitty Hawk can sort of help us get a better estimate of what's really going on. But I have to give props to Kitty Hawk. I think it's a great PR and marketing move on their end. I will say to any of you guys watching right now, if you're trying to pitch a drone business, sending out a press release just giving me a pitch of what your business is not an interesting story. I don't want to hear about the 50th social network for drones. I don't want to hear about the 50th drone insurance company. And I get so many pitches that are really the same. And so I think it was really smart marketing on Kitty Hawk's end. They want to get their name out there. Not a lot of people know the name Kitty Hawk. Maybe the drone industry, sure, but it's nowhere near a name like DJI or GoPro. And so they said, instead of doing, pitching a product that nobody cares about except the super users, let's pitch some really interesting data that people are talking about, just like we are right now.
Well, I can tell you that data really kind of bears out my watches, my statistics.
Yeah.
On my channel. I mean, it's really very much falls in line, because anytime I do a video about the Mavic Pro, I'll get more videos than I will regarding the Phantom, and then the Spark, and now the Mavic Air. But I just think it's real interesting how their data lines up with exactly what my demographics have been.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have to say there was nothing really that surprising about the data. I think the first non-DJI drone to show up on the list was like number 8 or something. And that's probably not surprising to anybody, but it's sort of nice to have the data to confirm what we all thought we knew.
One of the things I think is fantastic is you're getting the message of drones out there to what I would call non-traditional drone people. And again, my demographics, I'm getting like a 90% male audience, ages 25 to 45, and so forth. I guess I have a question, and it would be on behalf of content creators like myself and other drone reviewers. How can we get more people outside that 25 to 45 male demographic to get interested in drones? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, that's such a good question. I will preface this by saying that most of my readers are still 90% male, age 25 to 45, so don't think that I have a different demographic than you. But I will say, I think one of the reasons why I've found success with my blog in reaching other people, especially a lot of people who are sort of interested in drones, don't know a lot, is writing in a way that's accessible. So taking a step back and saying, do I know what this is? And it can be as simple as using words like SUAS. You know what a SUAS stands for, and so do I, but my mom doesn't know what SUAS means. That's alphabet soup to her. So trying to use words that make sense, and that doesn't mean dumbing it down. Dumbing it down is exactly not what we're doing, but it is making something accessible. So taking an extra second to describe what something is, to not just say, Kitty Hawk came out with this data, but to say Kitty Hawk, which is a service provider that automates drone missions, or however you would describe Kitty Hawk. Taking that extra step to just tell the story a little bit better is so, so important. And that said, people want stories. I see a lot of drone blogs just put out press releases and they write things that aren't really shareable. It's just so-and-so company announced this new product, but they don't put it in context. So really telling a story, what does this product mean for the drone industry? What does it mean for you specifically is so, so important in making those stories really work.
And I guess in line with that, I guess my next question kind of ties in with that is, what would you recommend? And I know, everybody has an opinion, but what would you think would be a great drone to get people interested in, regardless DJI or who the manufacturer is, to get people interested in our hobby, if you want to call it that, and get them engaged?
Definitely. I mean, I hate to give the cop-out answer, but it really is DJI products. They are just so good. They're so reliable. They're safe to use. They're easy to use. They take about 5 minutes of learning to figure out how to use one. And so I wish that I could come up with some really hip, unique drone that I could recommend. But at this point, I really have to say DJI is the best. There are no competitors.
One thing I can tell you was I'm hooked up with who I purchased my drone off was Florida Drone Supply. They're about a couple hours away from me in Tampa here. And I have such a good working relationship with them. They loaned me a Mavic Air for 4 weeks to be able to test fly. And my wife was incredibly impressed with the speed of the Mavic Air. She really thought that thing was going down the street. She said, wow, that is really booking.
Yeah, and it's just everything about it, not just the speed, but it's great video quality. The sensors on both sides are such a great safety feature. I love that you can control it with the gesture control as well as the RC transmitter. And just the portability of it is crazy. We were actually in Hong Kong for the Mavic Air launch, and we had one in our backpack. We did this crazy 14-mile hike to a beach. And usually I would say the Mavic Pro is great for hikers. And at the end, we were like, this Mavic Pro is so heavy. We're only carrying the Mavic Air. And my friend and I were trading backpacks because we thought the Mavic Pro was too heavy. It's just so outrageous that I remember when the Mavic Pro came out and I said, this is so small. This fits in my purse. And now I'm like, the Mavic Pro is too big. Go with the Mavic Air.
Yeah, it's very interesting because, a couple of things that I found with the Mavic Air, which, I wish that my one big thing about that was where the SD card is and getting the SD card out. I know a friend of mine, another drone reviewer here, when he was out in the field and he was trying to take it out, the SD card popped out into the grass, gone forever.
Oh, no. That is a good thing to be aware of. I've actually not had that problem, but could totally see it.
Yeah, it's like he said, well, I'm not blessed with long fingernails. So I guess, that's part of that game. And I think the other thing too with the Mavic Air, just for a second, is, I like what I've liked about the Autel EVO is how those arms fold directly in. Now, I think my biggest I don't know if you want to call it gripe with the Mavic Air or with the Mavic Pro, was the rear arms having to fold up and under, and they kind of do the same thing with the Air. What are your thoughts on that?
I will say I get the arms wrong every time. I keep like trying to pull it, and no matter how many times I fly it, it just something about it is not intuitive, and I always get it wrong and have to take the arm out and then put the other one in. That being said, have you flown an Evo?
No, I haven't. But my friend, Original Dobos, his channel, he went out. They had a conference in Orlando, and he actually got some hands-on time and watched the reps fly the Evo. And he got a lot of good detailed information from them. I think we're very much on the cusp of that coming out. And I'm thinking that's probably going to be out before the end of the month. They've already had an FCC grant, and I did quite a bit of interesting work. I went out there and looked at DJI's release history, and I saw that the Mavic Air and the Spark had FCC grants on the day that they were released. So, you know, and what I'm saying this for is there was a gentleman out there on Twitter, and I don't know if you've heard of him or not. A lot of rumors. He called himself Autel. I don't know if you've seen anything or not. He would put out renderings of the Mavic Pro 2. He put out renderings of the Spark 2 and everything. And then he played a game. He put a picture of what he reported. He said, guess what it is? And everybody thought it was a Mavic Pro 2. Well, he said, it's a game. I'm just playing a game with you. So one of the things that I've done was since that, and I put out a video, and I put out an apology video, and you wouldn't believe how wonderful the community responded. I got almost 10,000 views from it. But people were saying, you know, people agree with me, you know, let's go to a very factual based, you know, absolute, you know, I have a programming background and an IT background, and I like to do things logically and linearly. And, you know, I'm going back to what information that I know. And this is what I'm telling people is the things to watch for is when there's an FCC grant date. And also when you see the previous model being put on sale by the manufacturer. In this case, the Autel EVO or the Autel X-Star Premium is put on sale by Autel, and there's an FCC grant out there. And now DJI just put the Mavic Pro on sale. Now, however, there isn't an FCC grant out for the Mavic Pro 2 yet. So
interesting. Yeah. Well, I'm excited to get my hands on the Evo. It's got high standards to live up to. I know a lot of people, when the Evo came out, they said, oh, this is a Mavic Pro killer. And I was like, really? I highly doubt that. And then, of course, we all know a couple weeks later, the Mavic Air came out.
You know, I can tell you, I had an X-Star Premium. That was my very first drone out of the box. And I got to say that Autel did things right. They included a wonderful hard side case with it. All the accessories you need to get started. It was just a fantastic package. Loved the way it flew. Was very easy to get up and running. Had a couple of great encounters with their customer service. Can't say enough about that. But I think that their Achilles heel was, and I kept tabs on it in the forums, was their software updates. Now, you know how frequently DJI does a software update or a firmware update, but it was a pain point with a lot of X-Star Premium owners, how long that took. And I think that's the one thing, if Autel's going to really give DJI a run for the money, which I hope they do because competition is healthy. I hope that they get their software act together because it was months before they had an update.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, I hope there's a company that can compete with DJI, but seeing the enormous number of layoffs at Autel, given an already small staff, their whole North American team, at least on a high level, has completely turned over. Just makes me so nervous about their strategy. I really am rooting for them, but it's just so hard to compete with DJI and their thousands of employees.
So I got a question for you. If you had to choose a favorite drone, what would it be?
I mean, I have to say the Mavic Air right now. Again, I wish that I had some hip answer. I wish I could say I love the Lily drone, but I absolutely do not love the Lily drone. Mavic Air is just, it's easy to use. That is my criteria, is it's safe. it's easy, and that's exactly what the Mavic Air is.
Well, I'm going to throw a little curveball at you. What's the favorite drone that you don't own that you would like to have?
Ooh, what don't I own? Well, I actually do not own any drones myself other than a DJI Phantom 1. And actually, I recently did get the Mavic Pro. And I wish that I hadn't purchased a Mavic Pro. I wish that I had waited. So those are the only two drones that I own myself. So there's your answer.
That's great. You do a lot of traveling around the world. You're probably, I would call, one of the best ambassadors for drones in the world. I mean, you know, it's not only, you know, you have such a passion about that. Can you expound upon that a little bit? I know, you know, you're out of the country quite a bit, and you're doing some wonderful seminars. Can you kind of tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, exactly. I've had so much fun getting to travel and going to countries that I would have never even imagined myself going to, that I've never even heard of. I was in Oman. Most people don't even know where Oman is. And it's been so awesome. And this is an opportunity that I never would have guessed I would have done 5 years ago. And a lot of it has come out of just one small thing leading to another. You'd be surprised how many people are looking for passionate speakers to come to their events. And there are so many drone events that just keep popping up. And so it just started by the drone show. David and Sarah O'Neill, about 4 years ago, put on just a little tiny conference in a hotel on the way outskirts of Vegas. And I just went with them as a friend and to go speak. And one thing led to another. You know, a bigger drone conference found me that way. And then that led to Harvard Business School found me. So I did a big drone day on the football field of Harvard for them. And then there was someone in the audience from South by Southwest there. So they invited me to that. So it really is one small thing turns into another. I really try not to say no to anything. If I had said no to one of those smaller events, it wouldn't have led to a bigger event. So I always really, really make an effort to say yes to everything.
So why don't you tell us, you know, a lot of people think that this is your full-time gig, so to speak. What, you know, why don't you tell us exactly, or, you know, just in general terms, you know, how much time you spend on the Drone Girl and the.
Definitely. Yeah, it's not my full-time gig, but I will say I am a crazy person who likes to stay busy and likes to have 10 million things going on. And I also think that's really important, just to take a step back and not be in drones 24/7. I think if your hobby is your job and it's your life, then if something goes wrong, then you're just totally stuck. So I try to sort of diversify my life. So I will say I spend many, many hours a week doing drone stuff, but I also work at a gym. I love working out at the gym. I'm actually a competitive power lifter is my other passion that a lot of people don't know about me. So I spend so much time at the gym, so I might as well work there also. And then I have a regular 9 to 5 doing social media for a news outlet. The great thing is that all three of those things work together so seamlessly. So I'm answering emails while I'm waiting for the squat rack at the gym, and I'm doing like 10 million things at once. But I think that's really important. I feel like I don't get super hung up on a lot of things, because if something's bothering me in the drone industry, if someone writes a really nasty comment about me, it's like, you know what, I'm going to go to the gym. Like, this doesn't matter. This is not my 100% life. I think it's important to have a balance.
Well, I can tell you this: send them to our group, and we'll take care of those nasty comments for you. I can tell you that.
Great.
I got a good group of followers here.
I love it.
So, where is your favorite place to fly? Where do you like to fly?
Ooh, I mean, I have to say I'm a very low stress person, so I like to fly in places that are easy. You know, as exciting as it is to get that awesome shot of, you know, Coit Tower or something, those make the best photos, but I love to just go fly over a vineyard where there are no trees, there's nothing in the way. You still get great shots, but to go up to Napa, something like that is just honestly so relaxing. And that's what I think a lot of people get the joy of flying drones from.
Well, I can tell you I don't know if you've ever seen the or pictures of in Tampa, the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. I actually did a lot of scouting and a lot of planning, and I took the Mavic Pro and flew there, and it was quite a feat because it's all over water, and
Yeah.
it made for some fantastic shots. And people said, "Wow, you have a lot of courage doing that." And I said, "No, I have State Farm insurance on my
Yeah. Yeah, have a good insurance company. And also, I have to say, the drones have gotten so much better. I used to fly the Phantom 1 over water, and I think I lost 10 years off my life of my blood pressure just being so high. But now, flying something like the Mavic Air, where there's these return to home features, they fly back when the battery's too low, all these things. I feel so much safer flying over water than even a couple of years ago.
Are there I know you have a YouTube channel, and I've seen some of your videos, and they're great. Um, is there anybody that you like to follow that you've subscribed to on YouTube besides me, of course? Is there anybody out there that you like to watch, and when their video comes up, you said, "Hey, I want to go out there and so and so's put this video out, take a look at it."
Yeah, I will actually say my big social network that I love to follow, that I'm not that big on, but I love to get videos on, is Instagram. I love that their videos are really short, really sweet. I can just browse through when I'm on the subway, just scan through what's on Instagram. I love Loretta Alcalay. She is a lawyer who is interested in drones and just takes amazing shots. Kara Murphy takes really, really stunning shots. She was based in San Francisco, so she was sort of my inspiration. I would see, wow, how did she get that great shot of something that I photographed last week and her shot is better? It's awesome to browse through her photos and videos on Instagram. I really like Two Drone Gals, and they're in Florida, so maybe you guys can sync up. And they have a ton of passion. It's a mother-daughter team.
Okay.
So all these people are on Instagram. I'm actually not sure if they have YouTube channels, but Instagram is a social network that I personally like to hang out on.
That's fantastic. I know Instagram's really been taken off as far as drones have been concerned, because that's one of the outlets. I'll post my videos there because I use Symphony for my blog. And what I do with my blogs, and I got kind of smart, is Symphony will automatically post my blog. And what I do is in my blog, every time I do a drone or really a video, I put it out on my blog, and it shoots it out to Twitter. It shoots it out to my Facebook page. It shoots it out. It does everywhere well except Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing with Instagram is Instagram doesn't allow, I think, allow URLs embedded in there, but I still put it in there anyway for people to kind of cut and paste, and and I'll put a thumbnail up there of the shot.
Yeah, so one big problem with Instagram is the linking is really difficult.
Yeah, it is. NAB 2018 is coming up next week, and this was probably my next to last question for you. It's been heavily rumored in the Phantom 4 Pro V2.0 is going to be coming out during this event. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean, if it happens, I wouldn't be surprised, just given that DJI has been putting out drones at such a rapid pace. I mean, compared to something like the iPhone that comes out once a year, even once every 2 years, it's crazy. I think in 12 months last year, DJI had come out with 3 drones. It's just the pace of their production is so high. I'm guessing that they are going to have more sensors. It's escaping me, the drone that just came out that had like 12 sensors. The name of that drone is escaping me. But anyway, I'm sure that DJI is working on that. A sensor on the front and the back is not enough. People want sensors, collision avoidance on 12 sides of the drone, on the diagonals, everything. And that requires so much processing power. But you look at something like the Air has 2 sensors, and it is so tiny. So I imagine that the Phantom 4, that's going to be what's next.
Okay, Sally, where can people find you? Where's and I'll post these links on there. But why don't you tell us, you know, besides where you live, I don't mean that. Where can we find you on the internet?
Yeah, if you live in San Francisco and want to hang out, let's do it. But anyway, you can find me on the internet, twitter.com/thedronegirl, instagram.com/thedronegirl, facebook.com/thedronegirl, or just www.thedronegirl.com.
Well, I want to invite everybody, if you have questions for Sally, you know, shoot them her way. You know, and I can tell you this, Sally, most of my people who follow me are fantastic. They write great comments all the time.
I love
And
that.
and I'm sure, you know, I'd like to get them, make sure they get engaged with you, and definitely follow you on Twitter. That's one of the things I do every day when I open up my Twitter account is I look to see. I said, did Sally tweet anything yet? You know, I'm looking on there anxiously to see if she has. And you
And
know,
you're not kidding about your followers. I'm already getting John Sheehan, if you're listening. I already got a tweet from you. So they are active and so positive. I love it.
good. Well, you know, I have to thank you so much again. I was very honored that you were able to spend some time with us here tonight, to talk about something that's passion. You know, it's a passion for all of us. It's you know, it's a hobby for some. You know, I'm hopeful of maybe trying to earn a few coins one day from it. But you know that. Yeah, you know that's to probably be a little bit in the future. But you know, again, you know, you can find Sally on Twitter, on Facebook. You can find her on Instagram. You can find her, you know, on her blog. Folks, you will definitely get very enlightened, and you will be very pleased with what you see out there. Sally, I have to thank you very much, and feel free anytime to you know, send me any questions or send us any questions. You know, we'll be happy to help you out. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for the kind words. I had so much fun this evening.
Thank you.
All right, talk to you guys later.
Take care. Well, how about that, everybody? We had a fantastic time with Sally tonight. What'd you guys think? I want to hear. While I get a drink here. Just subscribe. Better with a drone. Awesome. One thing I can tell you is she's very active on Twitter. So you definitely want to go out there, for sure. Thank you, Aaron. It really was. Because of my bronchitis, I kind of want to speed things up here a little bit. First of all, we're going to talk about NAB 2018. That was one of the things that I said we were going to talk about tonight. We all know that that's coming up April 7th, I believe, through the 12th in Las Vegas, Nevada. And everybody knows that's the National Association of Broadcasters. And just to run down, yes, better with the drone, you sure did. Just to kind of review what NAB is about, it's the largest, I would say, in the world show for videography, photography, audio, you name it. With any of those, you know, it will be there. And it's no secret that DJI is going to be out there, and it's also no secret that the Phantom 4V 2.0 already has an has a FCC grant, and you know, I strongly believe that that's going to be released out there. You know, it's a non-DJI event. Rick, that's great. It's a non-DJI event, but I think the thing is, it will still be able to get them a lot of exposure without them having to spend a lot of money for it. And everything that we've seen and heard about the Phantom 4V 2.0, it sounds a lot like the Mavic Pro Platinum, new ESCs, new propellers, and it looks like they did some modifications to the controller, allowed some venting in there. Who knows? Maybe it could be OcuSync. We don't know. But I believe this is to bridge the gap before the Phantom 5 comes. And I think if the Phantom 5 comes, it's going to be very late this year. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Excuse me here. I got to get a drink. For those of you who came late, I'm fighting my way through a bout of bronchitis. So hang on just a sec. Yeah, I'm real confident that we're going to see the Phantom 4V 2.0 out there. As far as the price point is concerned, you know, guess is as good as mine. I'm going to say it's going to be very close to what the Phantom 4 Pro is, you know, about maybe $1,600. I don't see them asking a whole lot more money for that because, you know, new ESCs, new quieter props, and maybe a new controller. You know, I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah, I agree, Chew Dog. The Phantom 4 Pro right now, it's fantastic. I mean, you know, and quite honestly, I think the thing to do is when the quieter props come out to buy those, because that's the first thing. As soon as it was available, I bought it for my Mavic Pro and made a world of difference. I can tell you that right now. I did the 8-inch Crystal Sky unit and them in heaven. Yeah, I heard that's fantastic. I think that's something I would definitely like to try out here in Florida because we have a lot of bright sunny days for sure. Let's move on. You know, and there's been a lot of things out this week on the Mavic Pro 2, and our friend Ositalev has been putting out some renderings again, and I just get the biggest kick out of that now, because you know we all know the game that he played with us regarding the Mavic Pro 2, the picture of the Mavic Pro 2, saying guess what this is, and you know gotcha kind of a thing, and then you know he mentioned probably a month or two back that he was a beta tester, and then for beta testing he got a Mavic Air. Well, now he says he knows beta testers, and this is where he's getting these renderings from. But he's also told us that these renderings were that he has a very active imagination. So, you know, there are a lot of people that are hanging on his every word. I would not hang on his every word here. To me, and I've done it in my series, you know, what we know about the Mavic Pro 2, parts 1 and 2. The things to watch for, and one of the signs happened this week was DJI did drop the price. He started a joke. Okay. DJI dropped the price on the Mavic Pro to $899, and they dropped the price on the Fly More combo, which is significant because that means they're clearing out inventory. Now, I had somebody said, well, they haven't dropped the price on the Mavic Pro Platinum or the Mavic Alpine. Those are special units, and if they can still sell those for that kind of price, you know, they're different from the Mavic Pro. You know, they're not. You know, I don't see a need for them to clear out that inventory. And then I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, it's just their spring sale. And what about the Spark? The Spark's been on sale for a while. Well, you know, again, as I've told everybody, you know, the sources out there really at this point, you know, we really have no person that we can go to as a trusted source. I know my friend Ken, Original Dobo, has talked about there's a smartphone resource, and I forget his name, who goes out there and he pretty much leaks spot on about the new smartphones, about the iPhone, about the Galaxies and so forth. You know, he's pretty accurate. We don't have that right now. So what I've stated in my videos, the things to go on are, number one, when the main drone manufacturer puts the drone on sale for themselves, okay? And we just saw Autel did that this week with the EVO, okay? Excuse me. And we also, you know, also here we saw that DJI has done this with the Mavic Pro. Now, there's still no, as of today, there's still no FCC grant date. Now, bear in mind, and this is something, if you've watched my videos, you know this, but bear in mind that the Mavic Air and the Spark, they had FCC grant dates of their release dates. So it can happen on the release date. So that's something that you kind of need to be constantly out there for. I think that's something I go out there routinely every day, a couple of times, and check to see out on the FCC database if something's been done with that. You know, and tying this in here for a second, hang on a second, guys, because I need to I need to clear my nasal passages. I'm gonna mute it here for a second. Count back, thanks. That's a whole lot better. As far as and I will say this, I did a video on the Autel EVO this week, and them dropping the price on that on their web on the X-Star Premium on their website and their accessories. And there is an FCC grant out there for it, but it is kind of open-ended long term. I'm kind of agreeing with Original Dobo. I think that we're very close to a release of the EVO. I'm thinking it's going to be by the end of April, probably the beginning of May. And I'm also thinking too, DJI is not going to be far behind, or they're going to jump the gun and get the Mavic Pro 2 out there. Again, since there's no reliable sources, we need to go out there and take a look. And we saw the one thing already for DJI has put the Mavic Pro on sale. This isn't just a big box place like Amazon or Best Buy or Costco. This is DJI themselves. And we need to watch for the FCC grant date. Those are the two big things. I think that until we get a reliable leaker out there, somebody who has a good reputation, who's proven, we thought that was Autel, but unfortunately, that you can't trust him now. He's like the boy who cried wolf. There's no way that we can trust him. Bill Med soon. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm going back to the doctor tomorrow, Chew Dog. I went on Monday, got some meds. Going to go back. I missed 3 days of work this week. I'm probably going to miss a fourth, which is going to be a real kick in the keister as far as my sick time is concerned. But anyway, yeah, I think we're looking. The Evo is going to be coming up soon, which means I think the Mavic Pro 2 is going to be coming up soon. And people were talking about Autel put out some talk about the sensor and the f-stop and all the specifics. Again, and he says he knows beta testers out there. Well, he told us, he said, guess what this is. He also said he was a beta tester before, and he also said that they were in production, and he really can't be trusted. Bill Taylor, that's a good question. What I do is you can go out there, you can look for DJI on the FCC, but what I generally do is I'll type things like Mavic Pro 2, FCC grant, and you'll get a whole bunch of information. Now, what will come up right now is you'll see the you'll see the platinum out there. You'll see the original day 2016 out there. That's the best way to do it, is to go into Google and type Mavic Pro 2 FCC grant, and you'll get information coming up in Google. That's the best way to do that. That's what I can do for you. That's what I strongly suggest. So we got a lot going on. We got a lot coming up. I'm real excited about what's around the corner here, as far as these drone releases are concerned. I'm really hoping that, for the sake of the drone industry, for the sake of drone business, that Autel has really gotten its act together. Saw some discussion from my friend Ken, Original Dobo, talking about Autel, and they're saying that they came out after they said that they made a statement about the sale, and then after that, the vice president of Autel made a statement saying that they're going to definitely still support the Autel X-Star Premium, and so forth, and feel free to go ahead and buy them and everything. And I can tell you, for me personally, my experience with Autel was fantastic. Their customer service, I engaged them at least several times. I got a free battery from them, $125. I didn't even have to ship back the damaged battery. They said, your cells are bad, dispose of it properly, but we'll send you a new one, and they FedExed it to me. I had it in a day and a half. So, I mean, they're very good about that. And I think the whole thing here is with parts, and I think people are concerned about that. If my X-Star Premium, goes belly up, and I need a new motor, or I need a new board, what can I do, kind of a thing. Well, I think the parts are going to be around for a while. I think a lot of people got a very sour taste in their mouth when they were at CES 2017 and they showed their prototype with the retractable landing gear and the different cameras and thermal sensors and imaging, and everybody got excited that this was a package that you could put on the X-Star Premium. Well, it never materialized. I think their big thing, as far as I'm concerned, yeah, Bill, it was too easy. Yeah, it's very easy to find that. Don't go going out to the FCC, going out to a government website and trying to find things. That's like finding a needle in a haystack, Bill. So yeah, thank you for that. No, but we need Autel out there, to give DJI some competition. DJI really has no competition. I mean, GoPro, Karma went down in flames, and that's gone. And there's really I'm sorry. There's really no competition out there right now for this. My apologies for my bronchitis here. I'm going to be cutting this short here, guys. Guys have any other questions right now? I'll take in the next couple of minutes, and then I'm going to kind of cut this off a little early tonight. Just a reminder that I'm going to put out there. Normally, we will be on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just to let you know, this was just a special occurrence to get Sally. GoPro will file Chapter 13 within a year. You're probably right, Shoe Dog. I don't, the quality of their products has just not been that good. The GoPros, I agree. They did have a niche for a while, but it's rapidly going down there. So one of the other things I want to tell everybody about is I've changed the URL for the YouTube channel, and you can probably see it's YouTube/C /C/ and then Build a Drone Reviewer. I have a custom URL now for that. So definitely make sure that you bookmark that. I mean, it's the same. I'm pretty sure the old one will do the same trick, but it's easy to remember if you want to pass that on to any of your friends. Want to thank everybody for watching tonight. Want to thank everybody for the tremendous growth. We are growing by leaps and bounds every week. Your comments have been fantastic. Please keep them up. I try to get back to them. I've been a little slow this week because I've been under the weather, but trust me, you guys really drive me to put out great content. And so, and I think that's one of the things I'm going to follow along the lines of what Sally was talking about, and not dumbing it down, but also making it a little more user friendly. And I think that's some advice to other content creators out there, to try to get more people involved in our hobby. I think that's fantastic. So, Shoe Dog, thank you very much. Steve, thanks for being a part of tonight. Bill Taylor, Bowtie, Rick. I know Donnie was on. Thank you for being on tonight, Donnie. John Hackney was on. Thank you. Aaron Rodriguez, Better with the Drone, was on. Thank you. Just want to thank everybody that was on tonight, including my wife. She was on for just a little bit. Andreas, thank you for being on tonight. Anderson from Brazil, thank you for being on tonight. Just want to kind of go through the list right now. Joshua, again, you guys have been fantastic. I really, really thank you for this. I'm trying to line up some more guest speakers. I got some feelers out there for that. So if not, we'll have some good drone talk next week. We'll be, NAB will be in full bloom, and we may have some news to talk about from that. So, feel free to make sure that you pass this on to others, for the broadcast. Again, Sally was fantastic. Definitely engage her. I'll make sure I put some links in the description for you guys. Thank you all so much. Have a good evening and happy flying.